So Halloween Horror Nights is Universal's biggest event. It is massive. I mean, you're looking at 10 haunted houses, 5 scare zones, 2 shows, a tribute store, and food booths galore, and you're gonna want to do it all. So it is gonna be a fun-filled but very busy night for everybody, so planning is everything. So me and Saber, we've been to 4 Halloween Horror Nights, and I think we've gotten some pretty good tips to share with you guys. So we're gonna start out from the planning process to get into the event, to starting out your night at the event, and how you should probably run your event to get the most out of Halloween Horror Nights. So let's get started with the preparation process. So to start out your Halloween Horror Nights journey, you're first gonna wanna buy a ticket. Now they do sell single night tickets and frequent fear tickets, and by the time this video releases, hopefully they have announced the frequent fear tickets and the pricing, and you can buy them. So we're gonna leave a link down to the Halloween Horror Nights website below just so you can check out the prices there. But once you choose which ticket you would like, then you get to look at the upgrades. Everybody loves some upgrades. So the first upgrade we are going to touch on is the Express Passes. Now they do sell Express Passes for Halloween Horror Nights. They will run you between $129 and $219. So they are just like the Express Passes that Universal normally sells for the parks. You are looking at an Express Pass that allows you to skip the regular lines one time at each haunted house. Now that would also include the rides that are open Halloween Horror Nights. Yes, the rides are open during Halloween Horror Nights, so you don't just have to go to the houses and the food booths and the scare zones. You can actually ride the rides here, and if you bet this Express Pass, you fast track that process. Now the Express Passes give you access to the Express Pass line, where you get to skip the regular queue, which for some of these houses and for a lot of these houses this year is going to save you hours of time. You actually make it through most of the houses in one night with these Express Passes. They're fantastic if you're thinking about getting one. So our next upgrade is the Scream Early Tickets. Now this is crucial for anybody that does not already have a single day ticket to Universal Studios or a Universal Annual Pass. Now with the Scream Early Ticket, you get to come into Universal between 3 and 5 o'clock. This is crucial because there is an hour between Universal closing and Universal starting Halloween Horror Nights, just to kind of get everybody out the park who doesn't have a Halloween Horror Nights ticket, and to set up more of the displays and get the scare actors ready in position. So with a Scream Early Ticket, you get to come into the park and get placed into a Stay and Scream area. Now these Stay and Scream areas are really, really cool. Everybody that is in the park already that has a Halloween Horror Nights ticket gets placed into a small area that is typically right in front of the Halloween Horror Nights houses. So you get to funnel into the houses before anybody else, anybody of the general public that does not have a either Scream Early ticket, a single day ticket to Universal Studios, or an annual pass. That is gonna save you so much time if you have a house specifically that you really wanna get to. Find out which Stay and Scream area is closest to that house and stay in it. You will stay in that Stay and Scream area for about 40 to 60 minutes. Sometimes Universal opens up Halloween Horror Nights a little early if they get ready in time, but typically 40 to 60 minutes, and then they'll let you free. They'll let you free. If you don't want to go to the houses, you can go out to the scare zones, you can go get some food, drinks, but we suggest you get into the houses. We'll talk about these Stay and Scream areas a little later on in the video, but if you want to save you some time, think about getting the Scream Early Ticket. So our next and final upgrade I'm going to touch on, I'm not going to go too deep into, is the Halloween Horror Nights RIP Tour. It is $319.99 per person, and you have to have a Halloween Horror Nights ticket on top of that, so you're looking at $79 plus additional. And if you don't have a group large enough, you will be placed with other people to kind of get a group together to facilitate the tour. Now with these tours, you join other fans for a guided walkthrough tour of the event. You get priority access to the houses, so basically having an express pass for the houses. So you'll basically get through all the houses that night, and you'll kind of be guided with a tour guide that'll talk you through the event, talk you about the history of events, the history of the houses. Before you go into the houses, they'll explain, you know, what to look at, what's going on. It's really, really cool, but very, very expensive. That's why it's called like a RIP, a VIP tour. You're getting that VIP experience. Very cool. I wish one day we'll get to do it, just not this event, because you need some cheddar for that.
So now that you've decided whether or not the add-ons are worth it for you and your group at HHN, now you need to decide what time you need to arrive. To simplify it a little teensy bit, there's only 2 major options. You are waiting inside the park or you're waiting outside the park at the gates. We're going to talk a little bit about both of those just to explain it a little bit further, starting with what it's going to look like if you don't have a park ticket and you don't do the Scream Early option. So we recommend you arrive around 5 p.m. The event starts around 6:30, so there is going to be a huge line at the gate, a huge line for parking. There's going to be traffic. This is a huge event, so no matter what, this is kind of going to be a mess. So arriving by 5 p.m. will get you closer to the front of the line. The closer to the front of the line you are, the shorter the line you'll see at your first house. Once they open the gates, everybody kind of just rushes towards whatever house they're looking for first. You'll also be in prime position to watch the opening ceremony. They have all the scare actors walk out. They do the ceremony opening the event every night. It's really super cool to see. So get as close as you can to the front of the line, obviously, so you won't be waiting as long, but it is going to be a crazy madhouse regardless. The traffic, the parking, everything is just crazy. So now we're going to discuss the option of you already being in the park, whether you have the daily admission ticket or you have the Scream Early ticket. This is what we really recommend you doing. It's going to save you hours. So you need to get here before 5 p.m. That is the cutoff, but as early as possible is what we would recommend, just to avoid all the chaos that happens inside the park around 5 p.m. There's people being kicked out, there's people trying to enter, everybody's everywhere. It's just a bunch of chaos. So we recommend getting here as early as possible. So to do this, you need to have a game plan on which houses are the most important for you to see, what you want to see first. So when it comes to the game plan, there's 2 major options that we suggest. If the most popular houses are the most important to you and you want to do those first, pick the Stay and Scream zone that's located the closest to these houses. Typically they let people in from the Stay and Scream zones into the line for the houses a little bit early. Basically you're in the front of the line, you're jump starting the wait into the line, and this is the shortest wait time these houses will have all night long. So if it's your priority to do the most popular house, get it done first, get it out of the way. So that leads us into our next option, which is to get into a Stay and Scream that's located towards the back of the park. That way you can knock out multiple houses before the huge crowds from the main entrance roll in and they make it to the back of the parks. If you still want to get those popular houses done, we suggest waiting until towards the end of the night, because at the end of the night, people get tired, teens have to leave, the crowd levels tend to die down and wait times tend to be less at the very, very end of the night. So this will be another great opportunity to get some of those popular houses done. So like Sean said, to begin with, most of the Stay and Scream zones will be located either attached to or very close to the house entrances. So you'll be able to enter these houses before everyone else, and this will be the lowest wait time you'll see all night. Okay, so if you have an express pass, feel free to show up whenever you want. Don't worry about getting here super early, because that express pass is your golden ticket to a super great night, short wait times, you have nothing to stress about. Super jealous of anyone who has an express pass. I wish I had one. So the houses have not been announced as of now, so subscribe to the channel. We'll be updating on construction process once things get announced, and we'll also be there opening night, so stay tuned for that.
So the event has started and you are off to go. So once you've done either the most popular house or you've decided to do the houses in the back of the park where you can get like a multiple houses done before like that huge crowd comes in, what do you do next? Next, you enjoy everything else. So you don't have to stress out about like, I didn't do any of the Halloween Horror Nights houses because, you know, I didn't have enough time because the wait times were so long. Or like, I decided to do a popular house in the middle of the day and now I got nothing else to do. So you're smart, you watched the video, you took the advice, now you get to go out and try the food booths. The food booths are amazing. There's so many options. There's so many options for food and drinks, and they're spread out throughout the parks. There is so many options. I suggest you do this early on in the night because these food booths start to get very, very busy. As you would imagine, people who don't listen to us do a bunch of different houses to begin with, and then they wait until a little later on in the night when they start getting really, really hungry to start getting in line. Everybody, for some reason, starts to get hungry and thirsty at the exact same time. So once you get the first houses knocked out, quickly get yourself some food and drinks. I would suggest looking up the menu because, like I said, there's so many options. Pick out a few things that you really want to try and get those out first. So something that can save you a ton of time, and it really pains me to say it, but it will save you some time, is to skip out on the tribute store. I know, it's like, why would I? The tribute store will be here for months. You can come back, you can take a look at the tribute store. If you have an annual pass, you can see it whenever. If you're here on vacation for a number of nights, just see it during the day. It's open throughout the day, throughout the event. You only have a specific window of time, and the night's gonna fly by before you know it. So some things you just can wait to see. There are 2 shows here at Halloween Horror Nights. There is one at the old Fear Factor stage, and then there's going to be a Lagoon show. So take a little break, go watch yourself a show. The show at the Fear Factor stage is awesome every year. And there's always a huge crowd, so I do suggest showing up a little bit earlier than the show time is posted. Just make sure that you get a good view, and you can rest your legs a little bit. You've been standing in line, you've been moving around, you've been jumping, so I would take a break, watch a really good show, and enjoy the night. And the Lagoon show was very awesome last year. It was really cool because the weekend had a house here last year, and the Lagoon featured the songs of the weekend, which is super cool. So like I said earlier, the rides here at Universal are open to you during Halloween Horror Nights, and they are always a very low wait time. So if you get exhausted from being in all these houses, which me and Saber, after like 3 houses, we're good. Like I've been scared enough. Just take a little break, get some air conditioning, ride some of these rides. We rode Transformers last year, and it was a walk-on. We walked right on the ride, rode it. You can ride Men in Black as many times as you want. It's really exciting, really awesome. Get yourself a little break from all the festivities, and then go right back into it. Why not? You came here to get scared, so go get scared. So just some random tips and tricks that we've acquired from coming to this event for multiple years is, 1, to bring a fan. Even though it is the fall time, it is still hot here in Florida. I remember opening night last year, we were dying because it was so hot. And you stand in these lines, a lot of them are outdoors. I'd say probably most of them are outdoors. There are some that are indoors, but you're gonna be standing there for a while. I remember when we went to go see the show, the stadium is outdoors, and you are packed in there. This fan saved our lives, so pack a fan, please. My next thing that you should bring is a freestyle cup. These freestyle cups are amazing. You pay one time and you have free refills for the day. So you go up to the freestyle machines, fill it up with whatever you need. If it's Powerade, a Coke product, water, these are great. You can also just bring a regular refillable cup. The freestyle machines give you access to free ice and free water, so you don't even have to pay anything. Bring an extra cup. You will be running around like crazy. Like I said, you have a very limited time and you're gonna want to do everything. So having something handy on you, just a reminder to stay hydrated, is fantastic. I would strongly suggest before you come here to look at the map. Universal will put out a Halloween Horror Nights map. It shows the entire area, and if you've never been to Universal before, it could be very confusing for you. So look at the map, bring it with you. I usually take a screenshot on my phone, save it to my photos, and anytime I can just open it up, look at it, see where I'm at, where I'm going next, and just make a little plan for yourself. And for you guys that do have an express pass, I would just suggest, since Universal is just a big circle, I would suggest starting at one house and then just working your way in a circle. That way you're not like jumping from this house to that house to this house to that house. Just make it easy for you. Just go around in a circle, you'll be all right. You're not gonna wait any time. And then you can get those knocked out, as well as you can see everything that's going on. You can go through the scare zones, you can see the show at one point, you can eat some food. Just making it really easy for you going in that circle. Save you some time and a lot of less walking back and forth.
So Universal has already started putting up some various items for HHN, just like this thing behind me. So we're going to be doing an update video this weekend regarding some of the things happening in the park, including some HHN updates. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned for that one this weekend. If you have any additional tips that we didn't touch on, leave those in the comments. The more the merrier. Also, if you have any questions, leave those in the comments. Anyway, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you love the video, hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more of us, click the video below me. Have a great night. Thank you so much for watching.